Oh, hello, gang. Welcome to June. Welcome back to a Frugal Millionaire Challenge. You can see that I'm active in the process now of extending out our grass field here. I've got the outline done. We just got to finish completing the rest of this. We went ahead and jumped to June. There really wasn't a whole lot to do in day 2 of May, with the exception of maybe trying to re-drill something. But we didn't have the money to buy another, plot of land, so we really couldn't, even if we wanted to, right? So went ahead and moved to June, because we can do grass work, right? So we can drill this field that we're extending here with more grass, which is good. And it is actually harvest day, so we were able to harvest 2 fields today. So it's going to be a big day. We're going to make a lot of, well, we're not going to sell it, but eventually we're going to make a lot of money from that, which is good. It's really good for us. This is going to be quite a large grass field when we're done here, especially if we continue to expand out this way, like I said we were going to do a long time ago. Because if we do that, we'll expand the grass field even further, and it's going to be a pretty severe grass field at that point. And by severe, what I mean is a pretty large grass field. Certainly going to have a lot more grass than we're going to need, more than likely, for those sheep, at least for the foreseeable future, until we get a lot more sheep in there. We already have tons of bales there, so... Still haven't really decided what I want to do with that area down there. That area is really primed for, a lake or a pond of some sort, but the sheep don't really need it. So that pin I put in evidently has automatic attachment to the groundwater, and it just fills the water up for free for us. We don't have to worry about it. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with that area over there. I probably will still make it into a pond, since we said over there where our current pond is that we put in that we would probably be removing that to expand the yard a little bit, since there is a dirty water pond, algae infested pond, just right over there, which is not far away from the one we currently have. We don't need 2 ponds that close together. But how's everybody doing today? Hopefully you're doing well. I will apologize. I've been doing I did a couple of these back to back. Not specifically Mazo episode, but another one of the episodes of the series on my channel at current, back to back. So you may still hear workers kind of working in the background a little bit. My neighbors, they're putting in some kind of, it's not even like a, it's not, I guess it's kind of like a deck, but it's not a wood deck. It's like a stone raised up deck. They're doing all kinds of crazy stuff back there, so there's some machinery driving back and forth, and it's a bit of a mess and loud sometimes, so if you do hear that, I apologize. They didn't really do a whole lot last week. I guess it's because it's the 4th of July, but and they didn't do anything yesterday. I'm doing this recording Tuesday night. It's nearly midnight now at this point, but well, it's not nearly midnight. I shouldn't say that. I'm just nearing midnight. I shouldn't say that. It's about 7:45, 8 o'clock. I don't know why I said it's nearing midnight. It's 7:45, 8 o'clock. They're going by right now. So if you hear that, then you're going to probably hear it most of the episode here. I think they're going to finish here pretty soon, though. I think today is probably the last day they're going to be working on it. That's probably why they're working so late. The first video I did, which was the 200 horsepower challenge, I started that literally right when I got off of work. I worked from home today. So I started that as soon as I got off work. It was 5:01, basically. It was 5:10, I think, actually, but you get the point. It's a little bit of an awkward shape down here, but I wanted to kind of expand out there a little bit and take over some of that area there, because I don't think we're going to be putting anything there, at least not for a while. Like I said, eventually we'll probably put some kind of shed, but if we do it, we'll probably put the shed, I would think, over here, right? Because it's flat here. This is less flat, so it would cause some groundwork issues. So, I don't know why I said it's nearing midnight. I don't know what I'm talking about, gang. I'm a crazy person. Anyway, so we've got to finish doing this, and then our field over there, that first field over there next to the road, one of the first fields we bought, it's ready to harvest. And then our very first field that we actually created ourselves on land with some of the trees, right, that we knocked out, that one is also ready to harvest. Now, the good thing about that one is when we're done harvesting that, we can expand that field now. All the trees around it are gone. So that one can absolutely 100% be expanded, which will be nice, because we're probably going to remove a little bit of that towards our yard area. There's some of that that's kind of got an awkward shape because of things we've placed down. I'm probably going to clean that up a little bit, make it look a little bit neater. So we'll remove a tiny, tiny portion, but add a significant amount more up this way. You'll see what I'm talking about when we get to there, but... Now, the rest of the trees over here in this section that we're actually cultivating up right now and turning into a field, I did those as wood chips. I sold a very small amount. I think it was like 7% of the trailer, or 8%, something like that. It was not much. Most of this money that you're seeing is money that we got from overnight sales, from the heat, the electricity, things like that. And I think we have the grapes and the olive oil still on auto-selling right now, and that will probably stay up until July, more than likely, and then we'll turn it back off. So that's where some of that money came from. I think, I have to go double check it again, but I think I made the charcoal on distributing, or I mean storing, excuse me. But I could be wrong. I might not have, but I think I did. If I didn't, I'm going to do that now, because it's going to be pretty much its worst time. So I'm not going to put a time lapse in here, because we'll do a time lapse when we start harvesting, I'm sure. So let me just do a jump cut here. Let me get this done. I'll be back with you. Alright, pretty much done here. Now you might be asking yourself, well, Z, why are you putting so much grass in if you know you're not going to need all that grass? Well, realistically, the reason why we're doing it is because when the winter months come, we don't really have a whole lot we can do. And we can mow grass all year round. Completely, all year round. Never not a time period where we can't mow grass. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So if we have a nice big grass field, right, we can mow it anytime we want. We can do that same with poplar and the same with oilseed radish. But grass we can turn into silage, which is the key. That's what we want. Now these two grass, the extension here and then this main grass field, they're going to be on different growing patterns, but that's fine. We probably won't touch the grass again until winter comes. Well, maybe. More than likely we won't touch it again until winter comes. But regardless, whenever we do touch it, they both will be at the perfect time to mow, so they'll be caught up by then. You don't really have to worry about withering or anything like that with grass either, so... So for now, like we've been doing, I'm just going to set this over here. Whoa, I just killed crop. It would not stop. It wasn't that much killing, so that's alright. It would not stop, gang. I apologize. I'm actually just going to leave it hooked up here, because we're going to need it in a second. Because I told you we were going to expand that field anyway, right? So let's jump into... Let's move this out of the way, first of all. Drop this off up here. I believe those pallets are also best to sell. It's either June or July. I keep looking every single month and I keep forgetting, so I could be off. We'll have to look. But I feel like it's this month. I also did turn it on perfectly, so we've got the charcoal going there, which is good. There's still plenty of wood in there. We've got one other beam right here that I can cut in half and move over there. And we also, I think, have a bunch of wood chips in here. We do. Tons and tons of wood chips. So we've got more wood chips than we know what to do with right now. Let me get this bucket filled up again so we can constantly be pumping wood chips into there. That's really what I want. I'm going to make sure that this is constantly full because we've got so many wood chips right now. Once I get this fixed, we will be on our way to harvesting. Come on, go, go, go. Thank you. This should do it. Okay, I was wrong. It did not. Wow. Needs a lot. All right, there we go. All right, that's going. Let's check the pallets and the furniture and all that stuff. I'm pretty sure it's this month. I'm almost positive it is. It's not. It's July. I stand corrected. It is June for the furniture, though. And that's the problem. We're going to have to move some of that out there because a lot of the furniture is being stored in there, right? We've got 4,000 liters of furniture being stored in there. So we're going to have to move a lot of this out of here, which means it's just going to be sitting, hanging around in the way. That's all right. Let's just move it, and we'll see what happens. We'll see if we can get any furniture out of there. Maybe. All right, well, I'm not going to sit there and wait around for it to spawn, so I can do all this off camera. There's one pallet of furniture. There's 2 pallets of furniture that spawned. Okay, well, we'll just keep letting them spawn and see what happens. Let's get the harvester out. We have yet to use this harvester. We bought it and have yet to use it. Now, it is partially used, right? So don't forget that. I'm going to hit this. I knew it. It's a tight squeeze, but it fits. Only just. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to start with this field here, because we can utilize 2 days in June if we need to, right? If this episode gets to be a little long, which it very well might, we can, you know, do another episode here in June. But here's the portion I'm talking about that we're going to kind of... Let me give you a bird's eye view. The best I can do for a bird's eye view on console. This is the section I'm talking about here. So we're basically going to take this, and kind of go like this. Right, just kind of line that out, take this little section out, but then we're going to get to expand it all the way down here and around, right? So we're going to get a significant amount more, even though we're losing this little tiny quadrant right here. And we're dropping straw, which is good, because we can bale that up for her as well. We do have a few bales over there in that original shed that we still haven't done anything with. We will do something with the bales eventually, I assure you. It's a bit awkward spot here anyway, so it's probably good for us to get rid of this. Try to flatten this area out a little bit. Try to make it a little bit more realistic. We're just cruising through this, though. This is great. This is faster than the other one was. The other one we'd go about 4. Feels like I'm flying in this thing. This is great. And hopefully you guys are all doing well. Hopefully you had a nice 4th of July, all that good stuff. Hopefully you have all your fingers, toes. Did you shoot off any good fireworks? Let me know down below. I went, I think I mentioned it previously, I don't know if it was in this series or not, but I went over to, I still work at the same company, but who used to be my boss, her and her husband also worked at the company. Her husband was the president of the company for a while, but he is now retired. Went over to their house, and they put off a pretty impressive show every year. Truly a sight to behold. They spend a lot of money. He's really into the fireworks, so it was fun. I had about, I don't know, probably 40 people over there in the back watching. Pretty sure his neighbors, even he told me his neighbors give him some money as well. Like, they just watch from their backyards too, and they give him money to go buy him and put on a show. So it's pretty impressive. He's got all these like electronic wires hooked up, and he can utilize it just from like an iPad or whatever. It's pretty crazy. He doesn't have to go out there and light them one at a time, or, you know, tie wires together. and light one and hope they all go off. He just has it all hooked up to a laptop or a tablet, and just can hit it, and then he's got it, you know, synced with music and everything else. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I can't even imagine how much money he spends every year on it. But I'm happy he does, because it's enjoyable. It's fun. I love me some good fireworks. Alright, we're going to go around the headland one more time, but we're probably going to get full before that happens. We probably need to sort out... well, I guess we don't necessarily have to use the dump truck. The dump truck has so many wood chips in it, maybe we should just keep the dump truck with the wood chips in it until we actually need the dump truck to go sell, you know, some of this crop somewhere else, right? Maybe we wait on that. And we still have wheat, I believe, in our silo from the last harvest. It won't be that much, but there is still some in there. So we've talked about doing chickens, and I think we're going to do those. Maybe not this episode, but the next. Well, if we decide to do 2 episodes in June, which I think we're going to, all things considered here, I think we're going to. I know I keep saying that every time we do one, and then we don't end up doing it. But I don't think we're going to get to harvesting that field today, because we got a lot to do. We got to, like I said, we got to drill the grass field that I just expanded. We got to pick up all this straw. Now, I don't think we can actually, I don't think we can re-drill anything in this field yet. But we got to get the field cultivated up. We got to expand the field, right? So there's a lot to do. There's a lot to do. There I am, just talking to you all, not paying attention to the bottom right corner. Killed a slight amount of crop. That really wasn't that much. I'm okay with that. Alright, let's go get this one, and we'll utilize this for now. Just because there's so many wood chips in that thing. And we've got tons of wood chips just sitting over here. I've got to figure out a better, some better way to store those wood chips, and that's kind of what I'm going to plan to do with some of this area that we get rid of, right? I talked about getting rid of this and slightly expanding the yard a little bit from there, just to make it easier. I'm going to hopefully find something to put the wood chips in, regardless if it's just like a manure pit that we utilize to put wood chips in or what, but something, maybe some kind of just cement barrier of some sort that just makes it look a little bit neater instead of it just being laid all over the ground. I don't know, maybe if that makes sense. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. You tell me. But we got to get this done, gang. So let's throw a bit of a time lapse in here. We'll get it done. We'll see where we're at. We'll see how long it takes, first of all. And if it's not as long of a time lapse as I'm expecting it to be, then maybe I add something else to the time lapse, like drilling the field, or maybe start doing the baling on this. Who knows? We'll make that decision. I kind of want to upgrade the baler already, even though we just utilized it one time. I kind of want bigger bales than what we're making. I don't know. We'll see. I'll think about it. That was kind of what I was expecting, gang. I was expecting this one to take a while, and it did, so... pretty long time lapse there, actually, all things considered, so... But we got a lot of stuff out of this, so this is good. This is good. So I don't even know if it's necessarily worth it to go get that little tiny section over here that I missed, but I'm gonna do it anyway. That was not worth it. It didn't even give me a liter out of that. That was a waste of gas. Oh well. So yeah, we're definitely going to be doing 2 episodes in June. There's just, I mean, we could do it, but it would be a super long episode, and I don't unfortunately have the time to do a super long episode, all things considered. I already told you what time it was, right? And I got an early meeting tomorrow morning. And I still haven't ate yet, so I gotta eat. And obviously I've got real life things I have to do, right? I've got stuff to take care of around the house. I really need to try to mow. I don't like mowing early in the morning. I don't like mowing middle of the day or early night. I like to mow when it's super late, right before it gets ready to be dark, because it's normally the coolest at that point. And I'm more of a fan of mowing when it's cool out. I don't like mowing. I don't like mowing the grass. Now, if I had a riding mower, I'd probably love it. But I have a push mower, so I don't like mowing the grass. There should be a decent amount of wheat in here now, though. Oh, no, this is barley. Why did I say it was wheat? It's frickin' barley. Ignore me, gang. Gosh, I'm dumb today. I swear I looked at wheat. Oh well, it's barley. Maybe the other one was wheat. Maybe our small one over there was wheat. Maybe I got them mixed up. Let me see. Nope, that's barley too. Why did I think that was wheat? I mean, I even looked at the image in the bottom right corner and I even called it wheat. Oh boy, you guys are probably already yelling at me in the comments, but it may be too late. You might have already stopped watching at this point. Whoops. Alright, mistakes happen. It's fine. I should have known when it was going into the actual trailer. It's not, it's a dark. It's not light enough for it to be wheat. Oh well. Anyway. We got barley, I guess. So, we'll go drop this off back into the silo here. And I'm pretty sure barley's going to be best in the winter, so we're going to be holding on to this for quite a while. Let's just double check that that statement. Yeah, December. So we're not selling that for a while, gang. So that's going to sit there for a little bit. So we need to pick up at least some of the straw off the ground so we can expand that field. We necessarily don't have to pick up all the straw today, but we need to pick up some of it. Like I mentioned, I really would like a different... it's the same width as what we currently have, so that ain't gonna do anything. I would like a bigger baler, right? Just to before I can do that, what can this do? 125 to 180. So I would like 180 because we're doing 125. So 180 for a baler. I think they're going to be pretty expensive, but we'll look. We'll look anyway. 5. These are all too expensive. The ones that we could afford, they're all 125, so I think we're just going to stick with 125 here, gang. I don't think there's any way around it. At least not at current. Not until we make some more money, which is going to be a bit, because we don't have any major trees to get rid of. Trees we want to get rid of. We don't have anything like that right now, so... yeah. Yep, we're going to stick with what we got, then. Let's use the other Dulzfar. We haven't used that this episode. Let's use the other one. Use the big dog, the 7250. I'm still really mad about those carrots. Every time we're going to have an episode, I'm going to talk about how mad I am about those carrots. And how that didn't go away. It just didn't grow over top of them. It's annoying. But whenever we harvest them, we know now that for at least one, we're going to have to put something in here. Hopefully like sorghum, right? Something that grows quickly in here. So we can get rid of that stuff. That, or I have to go about it the old-fashioned way, but that's a lot to get rid of for the old-fashioned way, so we'll probably try the other approach. We have switched to straw. There was grass in here, it's now going to be straw. So I'm not going to put any kind of time-lapse in here because we just had a nice, really long time-lapse harvesting this field, but we'll do a bit of a jump cut. I don't think we're going to actually do this whole field of straw today. And what I mean by that, I don't think we're going to actually bale the entire field. I think we're going to save some of it for the next episode. What we will do this episode, though, is expand this field out, right? We'll get the cultivator out and cultivate this section over here that I'm looking at currently that doesn't have anything because it still had trees on it when we planted this last time. We will do that, and then we'll drill the grass field that we expanded at the very beginning of the episode. We will do those, and then we'll leave the remainder of the straw on this field for the next episode, and then cultivating this up for the next episode, and then harvesting that field and cultivating that field up for the next episode as well. There's really not anything we can put in the ground right now, with the exception, I think, of root crops. So we could do root crop, I guess, in one of these fields. I just don't know if I want to. I don't know, I gotta think about it some more, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at. Don't know for sure. But I'm going to go around the headland here, at least the one pass of the headland. I won't do the other one yet, but this is just going to be, you know, give us a little bit of a buffer, a little bit barrier back there at least on expanding the field, right? Because I can take out a little bit of this field, or at least cultivate a little bit of this field, I should say. And then the rest of this we're going to bale is going to be down here in this section, because this is the section I said we were going to remove a little bit of our crop field in favor of slight yard expansion there. Just because we want to do a few things here. Little quality of life improvements, more or less, right? Yes, I still have to put away the cultivator, I know. Or I mean the harvester, not the cultivator. I'm getting everything all confused. I'm talking all over the place. I think that's sufficient for now. Let's go in here and see what happens here. Let's spend a little time here doing some painting. We'll use the dirt, that's fine. So I think what I'm going to do is probably take a little more than what you might be thinking now that I'm actually looking at this. I think we're going to do something like this. Somewhere around in there. Cut across like that. It's not perfect. I'll have to do some work here. Clean it up a little bit better. And then something like this. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good right there. So then we're going to take some grass, and we're going to try to touch this up a little bit. It's not going to be perfect, gang, so bear with me here for a minute. May have to do some more work actually here to just to clean it up a little bit more on this side. I think I might have made this grass portion a little bit too big, so we might have to expand the field just ever so slightly, which I know is going to be difficult in its own right, but we'll do what we can. Something like that. Yeah. And I'll touch a lot of that up, obviously, off camera, but something like that is kind of what I'm thinking, right? Going down this path this way, expand it a little bit more this way, just to make it easier on everybody, right? More room all the way around the board. That'll work. That'll work. Now, it costs us a little bit of money, and by a little bit of money, it's a decent amount of money to do that, but I think it was worth it. Good. Now, I said I wanted to put something here. I might actually have to take a little bit more of this off now that I'm looking at it. That maybe even a little bit more. We're making some awkward shapes here, gang, but that's all right. We'll get through it. Yeah, that's better. That's better. That's better. There. There's a little bit more room to put some kind of tiny little, you know, whether it's, let me see if I can find something here. It's going to be silo extension, something like that, right? If it's something like that, where I'm able to throw those in there or what, but it may not work how I'm thinking, but maybe I can find one where I can make my own, like a custom one or something. I don't know. Let me see if I can play around with that a little bit and see if I can find out. We'll do a quick save first. Alright, so I did some research, gang, and I didn't really try some of the manure stuff or anything like that. I'll do that off camera. I'm just afraid that it's not going to work. But I looked around, and I don't see anything that's going to work for what I really want to do. So I'll have to do some more research on that, gang. I'll spend some time on ModHub and see if I can find anything. But right now, I think we'll hold off for now until I'm able to do some further research and try to find anything at all. But I mean, I don't remember seeing anything besides there's a silo of some sort, and it's outrageous. It's like $238,000 or something crazy. Now, maybe in the winter, if we have a bunch of wood to knock down, maybe we can do it then, but it's crazy. That's crazy. I'm not paying that for a small amount of wood chips that we're going to have in there. So we'll have to see what else I can come up with, if anything. But regardless, we're going to go ahead and get going here on expanding this this field. This is what I mentioned we would do today. And then we'll grab the drill and we'll drill the grass field over there. think that's pretty much the outline we're going to go with. Now it's just a matter of filling the spaces in here. Yeah, we lost a decent amount down there, but I mean this is making up for it, and we're getting a little bit extra as well. So I think it's fine. I think it's worth it. It's a decent sized field as it was anyway. You saw how long it took us to harvest it. Now, granted, the harvester we're utilizing is a small harvester, but we likely, unless something changes, we probably won't do a whole lot of upgrading to the harvester besides that one, right? We might do one other upgrade, maybe, but probably not. Most of the fields we have, with the exception of a few that we expanded, are very small, so we don't really need much bigger than that. This is one of the bigger fields, right? This one and that field over there that we bought and expanded out, the two fields, we combined them together. Those are our two big fields. The rest of the fields that we have are relatively small. So we don't really need anything too much bigger than that. But it's great. I've been watching everybody else that's doing this challenge, Farmer Mike, Crust2, Northern Farm Sim. Been watching all of their channels and catching up on them because I've been, very busy in June. I've been out of town for quite a while, but I've been catching up on everybody's, and it's great. It's awesome to see how everybody else is taking the approach of this series and how everyone's farm looks completely different. It's kind of cool. Kind of cool to see everybody and how they approach it. Northern Farm Sim's kind of going all over the place. He's got plots of land all over the place. I'm more staying in a centralized location from our starting point. I know at one point Crust2 had moved his entire farm operation over to somewhere else, to a different location. Farmer Mike, I think, kind of went a similar path to that I did. Kind of kept most of his bulk main farm here on our starting plot. But everybody's gone about it a different way, right? I mean, I made this a field, and some people have that field right there that we still have trees. I left those trees there. A lot of people took those trees out, so it's different. It's neat to see how everybody has tackled this challenge. That's the fun thing about some of these challenges, right? Especially when you have more people doing it with you. It just makes it more enjoyable. Because you start getting ideas from them like, oh, I didn't think about that. I should have did that. Or maybe you take some of their things they came up with or their ideas as inspiration to create your own. Right. That is done. We're going to use the Fent. So, we're going to drill the grass field now, and the remainder, we're going to sell the furniture, I think. Unless the furniture is going up for some reason. It was, I thought, going down, but if it's going up again, we might wait, but wait till day 2 of June, I'm trying to say. But if it's going down, we're going to sell the furniture. I did get all the furniture out of there, I believe. Didn't really show that to you, but I will show it to you here in a second. I'm just going to climb the wall there to get that one out. Let's fill this up. We got that one bag that we brought back. That'll work. I don't think we need any more fertilizer for today. I think there's plenty in there for what we're going to be doing. So I kind of stacked up the pallets over here in front of these wood beams here. I stacked them up here, so there's still ones in there to spawn, but there's no more furniture in there. You can see 150 liters. Not enough to spawn one of these. It's 1,000 liters, but there's 4 of them there. So before we move on and start drilling, let's just make sure that I'm not incorrect with my statement here. Furniture is still going up at the supermarket. At the shop, it is going down, though. And we would just sell these at the shop, where there's no reason for us to do the supermarket when it's only like $100 extra. The gas and then, leasing a flatbed trailer would cost us more to do that. So we might as well just sell them now since they're dropping. 2,113 per one. Be another $8,000 in profit coming in. It's good. It's needed. Very much so. I also need, I talked about it already. I'm going to do it too here in a second. We'll look at the grapes and the olive oil. The olive oil and the farmer's grape juice, I should say. And see the price of it. If it's still decent, we'll keep it for one more month, and then in July we'll bump it back to storing again. But let's look while we're here. I was already in the right spot. Don't know where I was going there. I think olive oil is up above, actually. Yeah, it's right there. They are still good in June, actually. They're best in June. So we'll keep that selling. But let's look at the farmer's grape juice. It is dropping June, big time drop in July. For now, we'll keep it. Just remind me to remove it in July. If I don't do it in July episode 1, if there's an episode 2 of July, remind me. If not, then remind me in August. Remind me when that episode comes out, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Don't let me forget. I've said it many times. I'm going to say it. Keep saying it. I really, really like the way that our farm has started to take shape and come out. At the beginning, I was skeptical on it, and then it's really turned into something that I really, really like. All right, be careful here. See, oh, there's a tree over there that I missed. You see that tree? I think that's one I can carry by hand. So we'll have to get that back and put it in one of our wood factories. Alright, let's make sure we get grass going here. Alright, that is grass, right? Earlier I was looking at what I thought was wheat and it was barley. Now I'm questioning everything. That's grass. That's 100% grass. I don't even need to look. That's grass. I'm looking in the wrong spot anyway. I need to be looking here. Yes, that's grass. I knew it was, but you know, the way it went earlier, I just wanted to double check everything. I wanted to make sure. I was very concerned about it. Now, this is one we will have to do ourselves. Oh, I missed a tree trunk there. This is one I'll have to do ourselves. If we put a worker on it, they will just drill over top of the grass that's already growing. We don't want that to happen. Now, I could go around the headland a few times and maybe they would stop. But there's not a whole lot really here. It shouldn't take us too long to do it. Now, we probably will kill a little bit of that grass crop. You know, as we're driving up next to the edges there, we probably will get rid of a little bit of it, but... Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I was a little too close evidently there. We're going to have to work on that. Let me see if I can spin around here. I should have picked up the drill. Oh, well. Let me see if I can spin around here and get some of it. Uh-oh. I might have taken the cultivator a little bit too close there. So I tell you what, gang, we'll put a bit of a time lapse in here. We're gonna get this done. It shouldn't take us too long to do this, and then we'll see where our time is. But this should be the last thing we're going to do in today's episode. And like I said, the next episode we'll jump onto that field. We'll get the rest of the straw up off the ground over there, and we'll get these fields cultivated, right? Said I'm not too concerned with killing a little bit of this grass here. I'm really not. It is what it is. I'd rather it kill a little bit of that grass and be able to get this whole thing made into grass. If that's what it takes, is what it takes, right? Alright, let's get this done. Alright, gang, the field is pretty much done here. It's pretty much expanded. The rest of this, we might actually have to do a little touch-up here. I didn't do the best job here of making that line straight, but it's not terrible. But we'll have to do a little bit of touch-up work on that, I think, eventually. But the rest of this section that has not been drilled, I was planning on expanding that field down there that's currently growing. I was expanding that field up to here, and then have a small, tiny little barrier, grass barrier probably, between those two fields. Nothing else. Not really any room for somebody to drive down. I don't really think we need it. There's a road right there, so. But that's my goal, at least. Alright, field's done. So with that, gang, we're going to leave the episode there. Hope you enjoyed it. The next episode, we've got to harvest that field, pick up the rest of the straw, and then cultivate both fields. Likely... Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Walter? Really? During my exit closing? Oh, Walter. Even though that was technically my fault for driving across the road, that's not an intersection, but it's still Walter's fault. Damn you, Walter. Where was I? Next episode, we've got to harvest that field over there, pick up all the straw, cultivate both of those fields. Probably won't drill anything in either of those fields, because there's really nothing to put in there, with the exception of root crops and grass, I think. Popular oilseed radish. I guess I could do one of those. Maybe I'll do one of those. Maybe I'll do some oilseed radish. I don't know. We'll think about it. But regardless, there may or may not be anything in those, or if there is, it might just be in one field. I will get everything else here cleaned up, put away, all that good stuff. It's going to take a minute, because this is a tight squeeze here, as you can see. It's not the easiest for me to get this back in here, but again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much to our channel members. You guys are amazing. Cannot thank you guys enough. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe button if you're new. All that stuff, it's free. It helps me out a ton to do that. Really does. It's the best way to help the channel out and help the channel grow. And yeah, let me know if you have any thoughts, questions, comments, or ideas down below. As always, I'm happy to get back to you on those. And until next time, I'll catch each and every single one of you in the next episode. Frickin' Walter!